Hello, welcome to today's video. Today I made a lovely enclosure that is behind me here. The beginning half of this video just didn't record for some reason, or it's lost. It got lost in the abyss, but basically the beginning half of the video I went through the blueprint that I made. Wow, love that you can see that. Look at that. There you go. So I went through this blueprint and we built kind of this is what it would look like. So yes, so that is what we're going to be doing today. I'm going to actually go through and draw out for you this blueprint, and then we're going to hop into everything else once I get you up to speed. So this is going to live somewhere. I realize that I need that, so let me go get that. I actually should just show you what I am doing. This is the enclosure. This is the enclosure. I'm gonna put the mic away though. Video. Sorry, realize that you can't hear me when the mic is all the way down at the bottom. The actual finished product for this video, I don't have the cave system that I made. Is that better? Ooh. Because it basically started falling apart and I needed this for a butterfly that I had. That we'll do another video on, not the actual like me taking in the butterfly, but pinning the butterfly. The other enclosure that I have over there is Saphira, who is a cobalt tarantula. Her enclosure is not anything special. They don't really need it. I think I'm gonna change it. We might do a video on that. But for now, let's get into drawing this blueprint and I'll walk through kind of how I did that and what my thoughts were while making this. I realized after scrubbing through all of this footage that I spent way too much time not talking and doing nothing. And so I'm just gonna record a voiceover. Please don't judge me. I'm still new to Let's Play, but let's get into it. So first what I did is I drew out some lines just where our base drop down was going to be. There's a gap on the side because when I measured it, that was there. And then from there, I drew the front doors that we didn't actually end up adding. And then I worked on the kitchen, just getting everything spaced out. And I did the stairs. I actually did this wrong. You're supposed to flip it and it's going to go the other way, but that's okay. We worked on the couch, added the little coffee table off to the side, and then after that added the little ottoman. I really liked working with the polymer clay just for the couches. Everything else was a pain. And then after that we started on the hills and I talked about how there were multiple entrances going in and through the different layers so that she could explore. After that, I worked on the front view, like looking at it from the front. For this build, I made an asymmetrical house. I just think they're cool to build, they're fun to design, and I added a little window, but we didn't end up adding that in. Again, with the front doors that we didn't end up adding. Blocking out everything, little bed up top, fridge, cabinets, and then the hills. And then with that, now we're ready.